Hey guys, Mike Gray and Chip Gibbons here from Thrive. Just want to bring you in the loop on some of the security conversations we have here over at Thrive. Chip, what's on your mind these days?
So, Mike and I have been here a long time at Thrive.
Yes, we have.
And Mike has been in charge of managed firewalls for a very long time, and we've gone through a lot of iterations.
Yeah.
And since you have so much experience, why don't you tell us, what you've learned over the last number of years?
So, it's interesting. It's really easy to do a bad implementation of a firewall. A lot of times, we used to see that we would inherit a firewall and, maybe it was licensed for security services, maybe it wasn't. When we asked the customer, they didn't even know either way. Perhaps they didn't even know if security services were a thing on their firewall. But, what we saw over and over again was people were licensed for security services, but never turned them on.
Yep.
Right? I mean, you must run into people who are afraid to turn on intrusion prevention services.
They don't know what's going to happen with it. So they don't turn it on and they get scared. And then when we actually audit them later on, we come back and we have to ding them for all these things they haven't done.
And I mean, in your experience, do you think that these intrusion prevention, intrusion detection systems on these firewalls, do they actually work?
They actually work very well. And it's interesting because when we add a SIM into the mix, you really see it light up with all these things because nobody actually monitors firewalls these days.
Yeah.
They just put it in there and think it's just going to protect them forever.
Yeah, they think they're good,
yes.
Right? The other thing I noticed about the Fortinet platform, which is the Thrive platform for managed firewalls, is, you might sit and say, well, who cares about this person's IPS or that person's IPS? But the thing I noticed, and I'm curious if you see the same thing, the quality of the information coming out of a Fortinet is fantastic. A lot of these platforms just want to spew alerts at people so that they can show that perhaps they're stopping something. I mean, when you look at some of the Fortinet alerts, what do you think? You like the quality of them?
They're much better than some of the other firewalls I've seen. A lot of firewalls are super chatty.
Yeah.
And they send you too much information and you get overwhelmed.
Yeah.
Right? And then if you get less information but quality information, it's much better.
Yeah, I mean, so many people out there are just getting overwhelmed by alerts, maybe from their firewall directly or from their SIM. And so we really try and pare that stuff down, right?
Right, and that's where the problem we see is people get too many alerts and they shut off the alerts and they don't look at it anymore, and that doesn't help anybody.
Yeah, and it's funny because that was actually the cause of the Target breach, right? Maybe cause isn't the right word, but those guys got I believe hundreds of alerts that there was someone in their network, but there was just too much alert fatigue. So you really want to think about when you're going to take some of this stuff on, whether or not you can handle the alerts, right? Because it is a lot of work. We don't want to kid around that you can handle this stuff if you already have a lot on your plate, right?
Correct.
Yeah. All right, cool. So hey guys, actually, if you have any questions for me and Chip, I'm sure we'd love to sit here on my couch and talk about it, right? Maybe we at some point here could dive into some of those logs and talk about what some of the stuff actually means, because there's a lot of technical speak, and I think it confuses people a little bit. So, if you have questions, just let us know. We'd love to go over it. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.